little more on like how many times do you take pictures a week? Do you have like a schedule?
So I should have a schedule. I feel that I am not that great. Let me just start off by saying that Petula's Instagram started. This will lead into why I take it. Due to coronavirus and the fact that my students missed seeing her. Petula is a service dog at my school. It's an alternative school, and I teach high school. So they've always loved her. They knew her since day one, and they missed her. So the students would come to see her and not me. So they would always say, Petula needs an Instagram. And I said, no, because I'm a pretty private person other than that. And my students on cell phones in class, I don't do. So I'm like, no, now I feel like I'm the one on my phone. I'm like, we're not doing that. So then during coronavirus, I said, okay. So I would take pictures and let them write some of the captions in the beginning. This is true. It was good for them. And I mean that. And they just loved seeing her. So whenever I would take her picture, then when we were back in person, except for one day a week, I always take a picture with the student. And then I give with Petula one to the student and one goes on my board. And so it's sort of like a love memory in my classroom. It says love, and there's pictures of students throughout these last 4 years that have been with her.
Amazing. Wow.
And it's sometimes the only printed picture a person gets, especially my students, because a lot of times people just live through their phone and they might not take the time anymore to go print a picture, you understand? So it's different where my students come from. Their perspective, where they're coming from, is very different. Mm-hmm. And I respect that. So that it started with that love, and it still is that. It's just, Petula likes to be dressed. And so they would like to see her in her clothing. That was the other thing. And I would let the students pick what she's going to wear, but Petula didn't necessarily agree with that. So I would take pictures whenever I could of her, but sometimes she would not want to be involved. She would always want the picture taken, but not necessarily in that outfit. So we had to do some rearranging with that. So I was taking in the beginning, I feel like a lot of her pictures to share with them. I feel like I had maybe 3 pictures sometimes a day, which I look back on now and I think, why? I think that I was as excited for them as for Petula, like just to see the fact that they would then email me or comment on them. So it was really a small base of just a few of my students. There are only 120 students in my school, and during coronavirus, we were lucky to have 70.